if you're thinking about tackling your own decking project, highly recommend it. This is my finished product, and I'll take you back now on how I got to this point. If you've missed my previous episode of framing it, click on the link now in the top corner, and that'll take you to how I framed it. If you've already watched it, then let me take you back to when I was putting the decking tape down, which will protect it from the weather, and we'll get back to this finished product. So, just like duct tape really, or anything tape kind of way, get it on. Like so, and then roll it all the way across. This is how easy it is. It just tears around because it's got all these. It's got the edge on it here, where then it will just tear. And all you do is just fold it along. We have now got all that deck tape on. I did run out again after I bought another roll, but I've used some bitumen on the top. To be honest, I probably would just use the bitumen. I had to use two rolls of tape on that, which from Screwfix was about £10 a roll. So in reality, it probably would be cheaper to do the bitumen. You ain't going to see none of that anyway, because it's all going to be under the decking. So it's personal preference. I think I prefer the bitumen. And I feel like when you paint it on, it's going to absorb into the timber, which is going to actually soak in to keep it more watertight. But we'll finally now get the decking screwed down. So what I'm going to do is do the side and then the front first, because the first piece is going to overlap the one on the side. It's a shame I can't get it right up because of that fence. But if I do that at 885 on the first piece, so let's get that cut now. $8.85. What I'm using is timber decking screw, 65mm. Here's a box of 500. And this is the colour. Make sure it's flush. So I've just cut this one to size now. So what I'm going to do to make it easier is put the screws in where they're needed all the way along, and then I can clamp this in place and then you can just screw it in.
what I've done there is I've clamped it. So if it's bowing, then I can clamp it there and obviously then screw it in. The movement in wood, so obviously we know the decking's level, so we know that that timber there is moving. There's a step there now, so if I lift this up, and then obviously as it comes near the end it gets harder, so maybe get a clamp on this now, hopefully it'll lift itself up. There we go.
So what I've done is I've cut the first one. It works out about a 7-degree angle on that end. What I did do is ended up cutting it directly. What your mummy best is cutting it, and then you can cut the rest off so you get a nice line, flush line afterwards. But there we go. Little man wants to water his flowers. These little flowers are coming on nicely now, aren't they? Yeah, so what we're gonna do. I'm a little helper, ain't you? So on this one, I have this time left it overhanging because then I can go along and cut it flush. So then, because I've done that side, push it up again there, and then put some screws in. What I'm using is just a 5mm drill bit. To keep its spacings, which I find is easier than the screw. And that's another board done? Yes? You go, ta-da! With this angle here, I know it's about 7 degrees on the angle. So what we do is on the miter saw, so on this one here, loosen that up and we take it to about 7 there. It's out to about 7 degrees on that. And then now we want from the longest point all the way down, we want 4 meters and 30. So I do it as 4,300 because in millimeters you get more accuracy. So let's measure that now and make sure we put that to 0. So what I do is I line my square up with the screw, and then I just draw a line on each one, because that way then I can try and keep all my screws in line with each other. So I don't know if you can see. With that now, you'll have a pencil line on each one. So then what I'll do now is line the screws up. I'm not going all the way through. Just starting them off. So what I got is just a 5mm drill bit which I'm using for my spacer. So I'll pop that in, push it up again. Get my screws in. And then what I'll do then, just do that all the way along. Like so. So at the moment, the gaps on this, because the timber is not straight, I'm going to put this strap on. And what that'll do now, if I ratchet that up, put a scrap piece of wood on. That's ratcheted in. And that's lovely on that. And the same on that. So I'll get screws in there now. So with this one here now, so that's right butted up right up to there. Reason being is because we've got this fence post. So what I've done is just I've took off 10mm. I'm going to notch that out. And if I need to take any more, then I can do it. Really. So let's cut that out now and see how it fits. Moment of truth. And there you go. So then the next one now will be in line with that. So these ones there need cutting flush. You should see that later on. Nearly halfway there. Halfway there now. Don't know if you've just seen that on the time lapse.
this was very tight here, so I've screwed that on, got the ratchet around it, pulled it out, got the screws in. This thing gives me my 5mm gap all the way along. That strap, very handy. If you ain't got the strap, then you can get some clamps like these ones here, but it's where you can take that off, flip it round, and then you can use that then to push out instead of pulling in. That's really handy as well. But yeah, let's keep cracking on, hopefully get this done. That's the decking boards now down. All we've got left now to do is just cut off the edge here and make that nice straight cut. And I'll just use my circular saw for that. So I'll show you that now. That's all cut now. Shame about that fence, but what do you think, guys? First time ever doing decking. The only thing I would do differently is obviously the gaps. Now, some might say that's normal, some might say it's not. Let me know in the comments. Like I say, I did it at 5mm. Timber was probably a lot wetter than I thought. But they bounce, nice and solid. I'm going to do a coating now on there at some point of to protect it. But next task now is to clear this and get the bark in. So far I've done about 12 barrels. What I have to do is barreling them from my drive. So I paid a company called CPI Horticulture. Absolutely brilliant. £190 that cost for 2 tonne of softwood bark. Delivered it, they only do pallet service, so it has to be dropped where obviously they can get a pump truck on. But for the price and for the quality of the chip, it's absolutely brilliant. And that's it, guys. It's all finished. Decking's done, bark's done. Had his birthday yesterday, so he's had a trampoline, a new slide, sand pit. He's had it all. He's absolutely been loving it on there. And it's a great little bit because, like I say, at this point, this was just had a massive tree. So now it's become a nice evening spot for the sun. We're going to get rid of 2 of them. We're going to have a nice little bistro set. But thanks for watching, really appreciate it.
If you can, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe if you want to see future videos. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys.